Well, nearly a month into the new year, you might find the gyms are still a little crowded, even a bit intimidating if you're a beginner. Well, with us this morning to talk about group training is our fitness expert, Wes Cole. Good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, this can be intimidating.
It can, but you know, we've talked about group training before, and I think it's great for a beginner because all you really have to do is just get in your car and show up. But I picked three top group training classes we're gonna discuss today.
Yeah, the first one, yoga and Pilates.
Well, you know, I tell people all the time that mobility becomes kind of an issue. When you're in your 20s and your early 30s, you know, you can be the type of person that kind of hops out of your house, maybe does a couple of toe touches and goes and runs. But as you get a little bit older, this is actually one of my biggest hurdles to overcome for clients over 40. They get to where their mobility is just so bad. I mean, if you're so tight you can't even squat or you can't lunge, it's very hard for me to strengthen your legs. If you're so tight in the upper body, you can't even, move your arms over your head. It's very hard to strengthen. So you really need to consider some mobility classes. And yoga not only really stretches you out, but it strengthens your core. I don't know if you've taken any class, yoga or Pilates class. It's very challenging. I've tried it. But it's actually one of my New Year's resolutions, too, because I wake up feeling like the tin man sometimes. so give it a shot a couple times a week, and I think it'll do you some good.
Okay, so besides yoga and Pilates, you also recommend spinning class.
Well, spin class is, in my opinion, one of the most underrated forms of group training classes. I can't think of one other style of group training class that can get your heart rate up higher without it being a higher impact class. There are classes that are probably more difficult, like some boot camp classes, but it's a lot more impact. Spin class is perfect for those that want to get a really good cardiovascular workout, but they might not have the knees to do the sprinting or some of the higher intensity impact stuff. So definitely it's something you want to consider if you got bad knees or bad joints.
And for folks who don't know what spin class is?
It's kind of just basically a stationary bike. You're just on a stationary bike and you're doing kind of an interval format. It's very scalable. You can go at your own pace. And
looks really hard.
It is. It's a very challenging class, but you go in there and you just kind of you take it easy, but it's great. It's great.
And the third one, martial arts, your thing.
Yeah, there we go. I'm a little biased, but there's a lot of studies showing that in terms of overall conditioning, muscular endurance, strength, low body fat, fighters rank among the most elite. And one of the reasons is because they do a lot of other things. They do a lot of running, a lot of weight training, but a lot of it is also due to the fact that they're training. Everything from the warm up, from the jump rope warm up to hitting a heavy bag. Every time you hit a heavy bag, it's like lifting weight. We might do in a kickboxing class maybe 40 or 50 push-ups, so there's a lot of calisthenics, but it's a great way, it's a real fun way to relieve some stress, and it's definitely great for those that the treadmill isn't really working for them.
Exactly. So. And of course with group training you always have that accountability.
Absolutely.
Someone's there waiting for you to get there.
And especially if you get in a good class with a good instructor, and so many talented instructors here in Tulsa, it's almost like the motivation is almost contagious. And like I said, the only motivation you need is just enough to get in your car, and the instructor will take care of the rest.
So true. Okay, time to answer a question from one of our viewers. This question comes from Olivia. I've heard that swimming is not the best exercise for weight loss. Is that true? And if so, why?
I've been getting so many questions about this. There was, especially in the 80s, there was a lot of concern. There was a lot of debate about why swimming kind of hurts people when it comes to weight loss. The thing about it is that we know now is it kind of changes your appetite. If you've ever swam before, we know now that it's just, one of the reasons it's hard to lose weight when you swim is because it tends to make us real hungry. As far as swimming as an exercise, it's great. It's for many people, it's the only exercise that they can do. Swimming is great. Just make sure you really pay attention to your hunger and make sure that, you eat healthy, after, because, that it can get you in a little bit of trouble. You spend an hour or so in the pool and you get real hungry, you might want to swing by a burger joint. It kind of cancels things out.
It does.
So.
All right. It's great advice today. Thank you, Wes. If you have a question that you'd like Wes to answer, just go to the weekend morning section of our website, kjrh.com. Click on the habitual health link, or give Wes a call, 749-0960, or just stop by, visit his gym. It's on 46th, just east of Sheridan.